Record. I see the record button. I tried to film this earlier and I guess I didn't hit record. Sir, now we're here. Yeah, no, this could be the first big video. I've done some little videos, but they've been like for Instagram. Also, peep the Instagram, peep the TikTok, peep the music. Anyway, do you have ADHD? Are you batshit insane? Like myself, I shouldn't say that. Y'all that don't know, I am diagnosed, I almost said prescribed. I am diagnosed with the ADHDs, and sometimes it really sucks. Not always, sometimes it's like a superpower, but I have found that there are a lot of things that really make my day-to-day life kind of hard. So I thought, what better to kick off this channel than with one of my favorite things on YouTube and do a little tier or a top 10 video. God, I'm so bad at this. My top 10 things I hate about having ADHD. I'm not gonna really put them in an order, but then I might end up actually putting them in order. I don't know. I got a little list here, and we're gonna go through this. So the number 10. Number 10 is forgetfulness. So it's kind of like the most common trope. I forget everything. And I don't mean to. Like, I've gotten better over the years. My lovely wife has helped me come up with a planner, and she helps me stay on track of things. But like, it's hard sometimes. It's kind of rough, not gonna lie. You'll wake up one day and you'll be like, oh, I gotta get this done today. And it'll be like 3 days later and you'll be like, oh no! There's like severities to how much you forget something. Sometimes it's just a quick, oh, I forgot, let me run and go do that. Or it's like the 3-day scenario where you're like, oh, why didn't I make that noise? Forgetfulness, it's probably one of the most common things in all of the ADs of HDs, but I hate it. I hate forgetting things. But that segues into my next one, which number 9 is remembering things. Now I know just talking about forgetting things and now talking about remembering things, it kind of makes it's a little weird, right? What I'm more referring to is remembering past trauma and bad things that has happened. I could not tell you what I ate for dinner last night or for breakfast this morning. Back to forgetting, but I could tell you about a girl named Hannah in the 3rd grade who broke my heart because I wasn't good at pushing her on the swing. Like I wasn't good at it. I don't know how you're bad at that, but I guess I am. Now, I will never forget that. It's not always a bad thing. Like, the traumatizing part, yes. But, like, there is, in that desk behind you, there is a very specific cord that is for my audio interface. It is always there. I remember it's always there, and it's just like that. It's something I will always remember. Another thing that I remember out of nowhere is when I was little, like little, one of the first things I remember, Christmas, I couldn't tell you what, it was probably like my 2nd Christmas or something, and I got one of those keyboards that you walk on, and I remember playing on the thing all the time. You remember certain stuff, and you don't get to pick what you remember, or else you go back to number 10 and you forget it. So it's like remembering the worst things, or the most useless things. Alright, we're going to number, what are we on, 7? 9, 8. 8. Number 8. Understanding your brain. I cannot tell you how hard it is to process what I'm thinking. For a long time, me and my wife got into it just because she'd be like, what are you thinking? What's your feelings? And I'd be like, I don't know. Not like I'm trying to dodge the question. I genuinely don't know. Like, my brain is a highway, and everyone's zoom, 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 zoom. If you're in the Dallas area, I-35 on that far lane, zoom, 100 miles an hour, that's every thought I have. And I gotta catch it. I gotta pick and choose, 'cause there's a lot of them. Sometimes you grab the wrong one. You're aiming for this one, you grab the other one, and now I'm thinking about papayas and why they look like female reproductive parts. Why that's what I'm thinking of now, I have no clue. Honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna keep this in the video. Like, it's really hard to process every thought that comes through my head sometimes. This is why I didn't do well in school.
The real reason he didn't do well is because he's a fucking idiot.
I would study hours to get that whatever we're learning memorized. And then, out of nowhere, gone. And now I'm thinking about NASCAR or tacos. I don't know. It's gone. And there's no way to retrieve that. Especially when you're like in the moment. So yeah, number 8, understanding your brain and trying to think of specific things. Now we're on to number 7. I didn't mess it up this time. Number 7, looking into every small detail. It's almost like I am looking for someone lying to me, or I'm looking for someone like hiding how they actually feel about me. For example, what's a good example? I'm drawing a blank. This is back to number 8. Also, there's no script. The only script is this top 10 thing I made on my phone. I honestly kind of zoomed through that, so some of these don't even make sense. I look into every detail, so if you just talk slightly different to me than you normally do, I assume you're mad at me. Or if someone says that's fine, I will always think that's not fine.
I fucked it up, I messed it up, I'm the worst, I'm the actual worst.
I don't mean to do that, it's just I am so desperate to not upset or make people uncomfortable that even the slightest bit of they could possibly be mad at me, and I'm gone. I'm gone for it. Alright, number 6, this is more for if you're medicated for ADHD. So I am medicated, and the medicine makes you not hungry at all. And on top of number 10, the eating problem. Wait. Number 10 was the forgetting problem. Mixed with those two things, you forget to eat. Last Friday, I played a house party for Apartment 75. Shameless plug. And I was playing bass. I forgot to eat all day. I was at the house that we were having the party at all day, and I forgot to eat. 1, I didn't have money to go get food. 2, I just didn't pack lunch or anything, and so I didn't eat all day. I took all my medicine and all that, and I get on stage, and I'm playing, doing my thing. First song, very first song, I'm singing, I'm trying to hit that note, and then I have to walk off stage and vomit. I had nothing in my system except water. I'm just vomiting profusely, and I fall on the floor, and I think I'm having a seizure. Thankfully, I stood back up, played the rest of the show like an absolute legend. But yeah, that did happen. So, make sure that if you are on medication for this, and you think you don't need to eat, you're wrong, and that's bad. Slap. I'm not gonna actually slap you, it's more like slapping your hand kind of thing. Alright, so number 6, forgetting to eat. Love that. Number 5. Zoning out. Case in point, what I just did. It always happens at the worst time possible. Just your brain wanders, and most of the time it happens when you're talking to someone, which sucks. I had a fan come up after one of my shows and was talking to me about how they love my music, and that I've done a lot for them and I've inspired them, and that's great. I was so happy to hear that, and I could not help it. It was not my choice. I was zoning out the whole time because I just played a show. At that point I wasn't medicated, so it was a lot harder, and I literally was just, while he was talking, thankfully I was able to snap back in, but that does happen. Alright, number 5 is, zoning out. Number 4, hyper. I just have random bursts of energy, and I gotta go do something about it. And it's always at the, again, like the zoning out, the worst possible time. You'll get a burst of energy out of nowhere. Just start wandering around. You'll go do something. Some of them work out amazingly, if you follow any of my social medias, you will see that I have captured a lot of those moments, and it is very funny sometimes. Sometimes, when your one of your relatives passed away and you're at their funeral, and you just can't help but kind of run around because you can't help it. Not that I've done that before, though. But yeah, number 4, hyper. Yeah, we got 3 more. Top 3. I imagine there's like sirens there. Number 3, I've got anxiety or feeling anxious. This kind of goes hand in hand with like a lot of them, but a lot of times I will wake up and rather than I can't wait to tackle my day one step at a time, I wake up to sirens in my head. Oh crap, you gotta do so much today. You gotta wake up. That's already a challenge. You gotta go feed your pets because you're a good pet parent. You gotta eat because number 6, don't want to do that again. You have bills to pay. Have no idea how I'm gonna pay those. You've got errands to run. Don't know when I'm gonna have time to do that. You got shows coming up you gotta promote. September 21st, Haltom Theater. It just feels like the entire weight of everything just falls on you like that, and it is the worst. I hate it. Most of this list kind of condenses into getting anxiety because I feel like I'm messing up because of my brain. So number 3, anxiety. Oh, don't tell me my phone died. It was at 5%. Oh no, we're good. Oh, my phone's at 5%, so I gotta finish these up. Number 2, I have no limits. There's no watch here. I'm like 3 weeks sober. California sober. Without getting into it, I don't drink anymore, but back when I did, and even the stuff I do now, I didn't really know when to stop. I always felt like I could keep going. That could just be me, but it's something that I found that I hate. I played a show on Sunday. We finished the show. Show went great. I went back to. I have like burps coming up, and I don't know how to get them out. After the show on Sunday, I went back to my friend Johnny's house, and we did a little, and I knew I had to drive 45 minutes home in a storm. I was like, you know what? I'll just take a quick little, and go. And that was the plan. That was the plan going into it. I ended up just going ham. That was the most anxiety-driven drive of my entire life. There was like some guy I was driving next to that would slow down to like be next to me, and he tried to roll his window down at one point. I had no idea what was going on. So it's just like you don't understand that there is a limit on everything that you can handle. And that limit is very different for everyone. Some people can just go and go and go and be fine. Some people, they're done. I feel like I have no limits, but my body says otherwise. And there's definitely limits to what I can do and how long I can do it. Having no limits, that really sucks. Alright, and number 1, the worst thing about ADHD, in my opinion, is your relationships. Y'all that don't know, I am happily married. We've been married slightly over a year. So give us... For her, and even including her, I am a lot. I have a lot of emotions that come and go really quickly. I am very forgetful. I try too hard sometimes. Change my interests like on a dime. All those things. Like, it's very hard to be in a relationship with someone like that. Now, Stevie is built different. She sees through my flaws and knows that I'm good deep down. And she works really hard to make sure that this relationship is still strong. I've had plenty of relationships where I'm told I'm too much and they just can't handle that anymore. And that, no shame to them. Well, shame to them because they did other bad things that deserve shame. But as far as the saying that I'm too much, no shame to that. It is a lot, and I understand that. Because everyone handles stress a different way. Everyone can handle a certain load. Some people just cannot handle that. Some people can handle a lot. And it's just, I feel bad a lot of times, especially for my wife. She tries a lot of the time to genuinely help me, and my head makes it really hard for her sometimes. But still happily married. I don't see that changing anytime soon. And she's the reason I want to be a better person. And I appreciate her immensely for that. So yeah, those are my top 10 things I hate about having ADHD. I know that video was a lot or all over the place. It's kind of on brand for what we were talking about. If you have any ADHD tips or you have any questions, I'd love to chat and we get through this thing together. Our brains are kind of goofy, silly goofy, and we just need to figure it out together. If you liked any of this, wait, hold up, I gotta do the YouTuber raise. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button to stay, and something about hitting a bell so you get notified. Is that what they all say? I don't know how to do this. I'm gonna keep doing these. These are fun, just kind of rambling on. And if you enjoy it, I would love for you all to stick around. Yeah, I don't really know how to end this thing. Drink water. Drink water. It's important.